Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Just 2 days ago we did 7 things that car guys do that non-car guys hate. So I thought it was only right to do 8 things that non-car guys do that car guys hate. Literally just switched around, but they are different things obviously, because we like street racing where they don't like street racing. There's a lot of different things that they do that we don't like, and there's a lot of things that we do that they don't like. And so now it's time to do this side of it. I hope you guys enjoy, and also be sure to hit that like button, baby. Wait, you thought I was done? I'm not going anywhere until you hit that like button. Alright, so right off the bat, number 8 is when they honk at us for whatever reason it is. This one kind of applies to everybody, not just car guys, which is why I put it this low. But people just, they tend to honk at car guys for a lot more reasons than just a normal person. Like typically they honk at each other for not going at a green light, or they'll honk at each other for like cutting them off at the last intersection, or something like that is usually when they honk at each other. But for us, that only really applies to us sometimes. Like one time, when I was trying to learn how to drive manual, I stalled on a hill and she honked at me because they thought that I was just wasn't going and I wasn't paying attention, which only put me under more pressure, and it was just an all-around bad experience. And the moral of the story is that I ended up not even being able to get past that light. It turned red again while I was sitting there waiting because I was under so much pressure, so I just kept stalling, and they got really mad. But they have to realize that I wasn't doing it on purpose. I was just stalling my car. I was learning how to drive it. And that's like the same thing with like let's say that like you're driving on the right hand side of the road, and there's like a store on the right hand side that you need to get into, and you drive a lowered car, and the curb to get into the store is not low car friendly, and you're trying to get in, but you don't want to scratch the crap out of your car, so you're taking it slow and taking it at an angle. I've been honked at for that too, and it's just like, dude, I'm just trying not to destroy my car. Like, I promise you, I'm not trying to hold you up, I'm not being an idiot, I just don't want to crash my car. And even then, even when you like master how to drive a manual, it still takes a little bit longer to get off of the line in a manual car than it is in an automatic car, because you need to find that right little feather point, and it takes that split little second to take your foot off the clutch. And they need to realize that, but they just don't, and so they just keep honking at us, and it just annoys the crap out of me. It puts me under pressure. I don't like it at all. Number 7 is something super small and super tiny, but it's when they don't turn on red. Like, dude, I understand if you're worried someone will come out of nowhere and just T-bone you, but some of us don't like sitting in our car with no AC when there's no reason to. The reason why I say there's no AC is because 9 times out of 10, if you have a project car, it most likely doesn't have AC, and so you're sitting there, it's hot, and you're like, dude, you could easily go right now, you just turn right, there's no one there, and they just don't. And it also sucks when you're like pulling up and you're in a manual car and it's on a hill, and like they could easily turn right and just cause you to not have to stop whatsoever and just slow down instead of stopping and having to start from the hill again. It's just so annoying. Like, just drive out a little bit, check if the coast is clear, and if it is, just go. No one's gonna come flying down like Batman and murder you, I promise. Number 6 is when they park right next to us in a completely wide open parking lot. Us car guys love to park extremely far away because, first of all, we have a lot of time and money put into our cars, okay? We don't want to like park close to the thing because we just don't want to be in any sort of trouble with anything happening, whether it be like the, God forbid, I know this is crazy, but the store catching on fire or something like that, a robbery going out and the guy runs out and he steals the first car he can find, a little kid dropping something, sitting in the back. The obvious big one is door dings, but sitting in the back completely takes away all of that, and people just, they still don't know how to park either, and it's scary, okay? It's just a safety precaution. Plus, it's not like it really affects you at all, since we're parking literally as far away from the normal parking area as we possibly can go. If anything, it affects us. We're gonna have to walk more. We're not trying to show off, I promise you. We're doing it because we want to keep our cars safe. I don't even know why you would do this, since like I said, it's just more of an inconvenience to park this far away. Like, if you just park closer to the store, it's gonna be easier for you to get inside, so please just do that instead. One other thing I want to say about this that happens a lot is other car guys parking next to us to like either look cool or like take a picture. Like, I get it, and I don't want to say not to do it because it is cool when people do that, but it's really nerve-wracking. Number 5 is something that I feel like everybody just kind of glances over, but it's a real big annoying issue for me, and it's coming up to us to ask about our cars, but then completely ignoring what we say. This one just irks me the wrong way, because like, we absolutely love it when you come up and appreciate the build, but if you're gonna ask questions, don't just let it go in one ear and out the other ear. Try to sit there and actually listen. Try and listen to what we have to say and try and learn something and pick up on something. It makes us feel a lot better when we're talking to you about the car. We're us car guys, as much as you probably don't believe it, we don't like to show off. It's not why we built our car. So yeah, you might think like, oh, just talking about the car will make him happy. It's not the case. The only time that we ever really like just talking about the car is with other car people, because then you are talking back and forth. To somebody else though, it's not like we're trying to show off. We're just like, all right, well, if you're not going to listen, like, these exact same people tend to be people that are trying to get into cars or are still in the learning phase, and we're trying to help, I promise. But when you come up and say like, is this thing turbo, when you don't even know what a turbo is, and we start to try to explain to you that no, it's obviously not turbocharged, then you point out the alternator and you're like, well, what's that? And you're like, that's an alternator. And you're like, isn't that the same thing? It's just like, dude, listen, it's not. It's a completely different thing. It just annoys the crap out of me, man. I don't know, this could just be me, but like, if you want to learn about our car or just cars in general, sit there, take it all in. We don't mind explaining it to you. Ask questions, it's okay, but don't just try and act like you know everything, or don't like come up to us, ask a question, then just get immediately bored and start asking a completely different question. Number 4 is when somebody gets literally like right behind you, like bumper to bumper at a red light or a stop sign. Most car enthusiasts have manual transmissions, okay? And on a hill, those manual cars will roll for a split second. So getting right behind us is not only extremely nerve-wracking for us, but it is also just a stupid idea for you, since the law in most states is to stay a certain number of feet behind us at stoplights. So even if we do accidentally rear-end you, you'll be the one to get into trouble, not us. And it might happen. If you park close enough, if you park like only a couple inches behind us, we're gonna rear end you. Even a very skilled manual driver is going to roll a couple of inches. It's going to happen. And so you can't sit that close and expect to just be okay. And then when it does happen, they get out and get all mad, but it's your fault. Like I said, the law in a lot of states, I don't know about all of them, but I know a lot of the states out there, the law is to be, I think it's 3 feet behind the person in front of you. Obviously, you don't have to stay 3 feet behind us, but stay a reasonable distance, okay? You have to realize, think about manual cars. They are a thing. They're going to roll a little bit. This is particularly scary for someone who is trying to learn manual, like myself, since they will roll back a couple of feet at least, and they know that, so it'll cause them to just stall, and you'll honk at them, but going back to number 8 and get closer, and they'll try again, and they'll roll back even more, and then eventually it will just be a bad scenario for the both of you. So please just try getting into the habit of staying a couple feet behind everyone when at a stoplight or something, even if you know the car is an automatic. Number 3 is when you guys chase us down when we are speeding or racing or whatever it is we're doing, if we're going fast and you start to chase us down. I totally understand that you're annoyed because of what we're doing is illegal, and I get that, and you have all the right to be mad at us, but chasing us down isn't going to help anything. First of all, we most likely have a way faster car than you, so if you even start to try to chase us down, we'll go a lot faster and we'll get away. It's gonna happen. You're not gonna catch us if we actually don't want you to. Next is, since we'll be focused on getting away from you, our driving will only be more dangerous to others on the road. We're going to be going a lot faster. We won't have as much time to react because you decided to start chasing us. And third, which is the final reason, is now you're just a huge hypocrite, because think about it. You just also went extremely fast, endangering the lives of other people. So you can come up to us and yell at us, but how much better are you than us? You just did the exact same thing to catch us. 2 wrongs don't make a right. You have to realize that. And yes, I get it. What we're doing is wrong. And when we're street racing, that's wrong. It's illegal. No matter how much it hurts me to say that, it is. It's not the right thing to do. But you chasing us just involves yourself in the street race, and you're a hypocrite. Number 2 is coming up with your kids or friends or wife or even yourself, if you're not a car person, and they just start touching everything on our cars or leaning on them or whatever it is they're doing. Like this one, I always thought was just like common sense, but the more I drive my car around, the more I park my car, the more I realize that people just like to touch things. I guess I don't get why. I can't explain it, but for some reason they just like to touch things. It just doesn't make any sense. Think about it this way. Would you walk up to someone's house and just start touching their windows if you think the house looks nice? You probably wouldn't, and if you would, you need to get your morals a little bit straight. But anyway, why would you do it to our cars? If you don't do it to houses, why would you do it to our cars? It's the same thing. It's a property that I own. You don't go up touching it and rubbing it and leaning on it. It's just, don't do that. I understand you might think, you know, touching someone's car doesn't do much harm, and you're right, it doesn't do that much harm. You just touching my fender isn't gonna put a dent in it, isn't gonna scratch the paint or anything like that, but it's worrisome. We know people out there who are extremely freaking just jealous of our cars, and they'll come up to them and key them. Okay, keying is a thing that happens quite often, way too more than it should. And you coming up and touching the car, it's like, what are you trying to do? We obviously, yes, to you, you're like, well, I'm not trying to hurt him, but we don't know that. Okay, and it's nervous. It's not a good thing. Now, if we, like I said, if we notice like a handprint where it shouldn't be after you touched it, it irks us the wrong way. We're like, what is that? It just pisses us off. Also, what if you got like dirty hands or sticky fingers, you know, and you're getting it all over my car that I just like freshly washed, or maybe even freshly painted? Imagine that. Anyway, pretty much just please don't touch our cars unless you know the person is okay with it. But number one is something extremely obvious and easy, but I just had to put it number one because it's still a massive issue. It's sudden lane changes, and this one kind of goes for every kind of driver on the road. Even if you're just daily driving, somebody that just randomly changes lanes is still something that's very scary. It's extremely easy, guys, to just look out your mirrors and see if anyone is coming or not. And it's also cars come with a blinker, okay? They come with turn signals. Use them. It's not that hard. It's right there next to your steering wheel. You don't even have to take your hand off the steering wheel. You just go and flick it with your middle finger, or do whatever you have to do. But it's so easy. You're not only helping others, but you're helping yourself too. You trust me, you don't want to get creamed by some guy going 90 miles per hour in a 2-ton ball of steel unless you're suicidal, okay? It's gonna hurt. Not only will it hurt your wallet, but it will hurt you, okay? It's not fun. I get that, like, yes, we're not supposed to be going fast, but we do, and you know we do, so just double check to make sure. It may be illegal to go fast, but it's also illegal to cut somebody off, and it's also illegal to not check your mirrors and not use your blinker when making a turn or merging onto a highway or whatever it is you're doing. That's illegal too, okay? And like I said, I promise you too, no matter how mad you are at this guy for driving really fast, if he crashes off the road and he dies, as much as you probably don't believe it right now, you would hate yourself for that. You would feel guilty for the rest of your life, even though you didn't like that guy. So just don't do it. It's stupid. Save a life. Just calm down if we're going too fast. I understand it's illegal, like I said, but you don't want to hurt yourself or hurt others. Alrighty guys, that is the end of this list. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, be sure to like, comment another video you'd like to see down below, and subscribe for more. You like my accent there? I don't even know what accent that was. It could have been Yugoslavian for all I know, but it was an accent. Alright, it sounded pretty cool if you ask me. Anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know, definitely let me know what other videos you guys want to see. I'll obviously keep doing the good, the bad, and the uglies. I'm trying to kind of get away from the budget cars. I know you guys are going to hate me for saying that because like most of you are here because of those videos. But I'm running out of ideas with those guys. I can't keep doing those. There's only a certain number of budget cars that you can do. So anyway guys, thank you for watching. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.